today's video, I just wanted to go ahead and try on the new NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation, and I'm in the shade Tahoe. I just went ahead and ordered it online. So we're gonna pray that this foundation really works out. I don't have anything on my face yet besides a little bit of moisturizer, but I do want to go ahead and hop into some primer. I'm going to just use a primer that I already use whenever I'm doing my makeup. So we're going to go ahead and test it out using this one. This is a very low-end primer, but it's super nice. Looks like this. I like to put an ample amount of primer on my face because I feel like it just makes my application look nicer and it makes it last a long time. And though this foundation promises a 16-hour wear, I do like to wear primer because it just gives me like that extra oomph that I need whenever I'm trying on foundations. Gives like a little bit of a white cast on the face, but that's normally gone once I go ahead and throw on the foundation, so do not mind that. I know I'm looking a little bit white. I do kind of like to let my primers just kind of sit in my skin before I apply foundations, just to really set it in place and make sure that it's ready for whenever I do decide to put foundation on. And I'm so excited to try this foundation out. Their products are a little bit pricey, but when I seen that this one was $40 for 1.5 ounces, I was kind of like, because the Luminous foundation by NARS is only 1 ounce and it's a little bit more, so you get more for less, if that makes sense. We're gonna go ahead and test it out, and right off the bat I can tell you that I already like it because it has a squeezy top. I just feel like foundations need to go this route, especially when we are trying to be a little bit more safe. So I have 2 pumps on the back of my hand. I'm gonna start off with the sponge. You guys can see that it's looking a little light. Now again, I did say I went ahead and bought it offline because Tahoe is my usual shade. What do you guys think? Definitely has a yellow undertone to it. I think I want to switch to my brush. Let's see. You guys know I love my Flawless face brush by e.l.f. Throw some on the forehead. This is a little bit lighter than what I anticipated it to be, but that's okay. It does apply very nicely with a brush. I will say that right off the bat. I wonder how it would look if I use my fingers. I should have picked up the concealer. I haven't gotten it yet. They're not really new. I just think that they've extended the shade range for the concealers, so that's really nice. I like it so far. I think Tahoe is a slightly bit lighter than what I'm accustomed to when it comes to foundation. I feel like the Tahoe shade in the Luminous foundation looks a little bit more closer to my skin tone. I did kind of just want to put the foundation on and try it on for you guys, and yeah, so I think I'll be going back to Sephora to find a darker shade. I don't know. We'll see after this wear test, because I am going to do a wear test for you guys. I'm going to go in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. Okay, and we're going to add this right underneath the eyes. I do want to see how the foundation performs with my other favorite products. And you guys know I love Tarte Shape Tape so much. It's even like low-key close to the tone of this foundation, so I do know it's a little bit light, but that's okay. I am going to cream contour just a tad bit to kind of bring a little bit of color back into the face. Well, I can say that the foundation does really blend well with the concealer. That's really important whenever you're looking for a foundation. All right, now I did want to kind of cream contour just a tad bit to kind of bring a little bit of color back into the skin. I'm gonna put a little bit on my head. I'm gonna just go ahead and use this Morphe brush to blend out that contour. See how that just brought like some color to my world. I'm gonna continuously blend this out. So that contour is pretty much there, but from what I can see, it's a very regular girl foundation. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Laura Mercier translucent powder to kind of set my under eye. And I'm just doing what I would normally do whenever I do my foundation. Like, these are totally the steps to make sure my canvas is nice and pretty and soft, so you guys can see it. I'm going to take my NARS. This is their high pigment eyeliner, and it's so freaking bomb. I'm gonna throw a little bit of liner on my lower lash line. So we'll smudge that out because I really want it to be dark. I'm gonna take a little bit of this bronzer. This is the Fenty Beauty bronzer. I'm just gonna rub that right along the edges to smoke it even more. Alright, and then kind of dust off that setting powder real quick. Make sure it's all in place. This is the Dark Mineralized Skin Finish by MAC in the shade Dark. And I'm just using this to kind of just set those areas in place that I haven't yet. I'm gonna go back in with my Fenty bronzer, and this one is in the shade Cocoa Naughty. And I'm gonna just add a little bit of bronzer here. So yeah, and I can literally go on and on with this, but we're gonna stop. We are going to stop, okay? Okay. I wanna see how this foundation performs with my full face of makeup, okay? This is a beautiful highlighter, by the way. This is by Stylish Glam Cosmetics. I'll leave them in my description box below. Black owned beauty brand that's super cute. All right guys, I had to get my hair together real quick because it was just giving me blues the whole video. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it on up. This is pretty much how the foundation plays out once you apply your concealers and your powders and your contouring and your bronzing and your setting sprays and your highlighter. This is pretty much how it looks off initially. Now of course, some foundations when you first try them on, they do come out really beautifully. I'm just kind of looking at my monitor to kind of see if I'm feeling this or not. But so far as my initial impression is this is a very beautiful everyday foundation. I like the fact that it's called a soft matte complete foundation because that is exactly what it is. I'm a person who has fairly dry skin. I kind of tend to stay away from matte foundations, but this one was like the perfect combination for what I need in my skin type, considering the fact that it's a soft matte, which I think is perfect for people who have drier skin, who do like foundations that really last throughout the day. And this one I think does that kind of job. I'm loving it so far. I did use about 2 different drops of the foundation. One thing I initially love so far is the fact that it comes in a tube, which makes it great for traveling, which makes it great for being sanitary and not having to have the foundation exposed to what's going on in our world right now. So yeah, I like it. I also like the price point of it, considering that NARS is a very high-end luxury brand that prides themselves on their products. And I can already say so far that this is going to be something that I gravitate towards as I'm doing more natural glamorous looks, if you know what I mean. But yeah, we're gonna do a little wear test. I'm going to run a few errands, maybe cook me something to eat, clean up this house a little bit, you know, those types of things. And then I'll come back in to kind of check in with you guys to show you how I really feel about this foundation. So stay tuned for that. All right, y'all, so it's 4:42 p.m. I've had this makeup on since about 10:30 a.m. Again, my skin is very, you know, dry to combinations sometimes, but it's not oily at all. So yeah, my skin didn't really get that oily. The only thing that fell apart is my hair. My hair curls just fell, but that's neither here nor there. I do kind of feel like around the mouth it kind of separated just a tad bit, but that's normal with foundations whenever you're like eating food or applying lip gloss or doing a lot of talking or wearing your mask. It does kind of separate just a tad, but if you look close, this is how it looks. It didn't really oxidize either. It pretty much stayed the same throughout the day, and that's one thing that I really liked about this foundation. One of the biggest takeaways from the wear test today is that the photographs that I took today were absolutely beautiful. And when I took pictures with the flash, the pictures came out really nicely. Whenever I changed lighting situations, I went outside, the pictures just came out really, really beautiful. So if you're looking for a foundation that not only performs well and stays, you know, nice and set throughout the day, but also photographs well, I do think the NARS foundation is a winner. There are so many different shades of this foundation, which makes the process so much easier whenever you're trying to try this out. When I'm wearing foundations from NARS, I do usually stick to Tahoe. I did feel like this one pretty much did match me, especially when I went ahead and I put on my concealers and my bronzers and my powders to really kind of finish up the look. I do feel like this foundation was it. I do think I might want to go a shade down, you guys. I know, a shade down, just because I like a foundation to be a little bit more closer to my skin tone. That way I can just add my concealers and not look too white on the face, especially when you're applying so much makeup. I don't really want to mess it up, if that makes sense. Lately I have been using this Anastasia foundation, which in comparison to the NARS, as you can see just from the bottle, this one is a little bit darker than the NARS one, which is okay. I do like this shade a little bit more, but I do like the finish and the wear time of this foundation as well. To say it's transfer proof, I don't really know how I could say that, considering that I just think makeup isn't transfer proof, especially when you're wearing mask all day outside, if that makes sense. Like, it feels regular. It doesn't feel oily whatsoever, you guys, and I think that's a great way to tell if a foundation is good or not. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know my hair is a little on the downside, but I really want you guys to go out and test out the NARS foundation. If you have NARS foundation, let me know in the comments below, or if you're around my skin tone, let me know your shades, because I'm interested in knowing how you guys feel. But that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.